Hi, what is the best remedy for pain? I saw a post today and it said, you know what the best cure for pain is? Hard work. And so I was like, hmm, not really. So I spontaneously decided to record a video and I would like to share why I'm saying like, not really. And what are all the other ways that most of us use or utilize to deal with pain. And hopefully this will help you get new insights. This will help you realize what patterns you are following and also find your best way dealing with pain. And of course, in the end, if you watch the video and you're still like, I don't really know, you can always contact me and ask for help. So, let's dive in. Like, subscribe, and share. So what kind of pain am I talking about? Am I talking about literally being on fire like you saw in the picture? Not really. Although if you want to go down the rabbit hole of spirituality, I could also talk about that. But I would like to keep it simple. What I'm talking about is emotional pain. After a breakup, after the death of somebody, after being hurt by somebody, after being bullied, harassed, assaulted, name it. The things that you feel in here that hurt. And these happen to all of us, and they can unfortunately happen on very regular basis. And when I say unfortunately, I'm already judging, because sometimes these things happen to us for a very good reason, because there are things we need to learn. And when we learn the lesson, we grow stronger, wiser, immune as well. That's a result after learning the lesson. And so if we do escape into work, for example, that's one thing I did. When my mother died, she had just turned 24, I just jumped into work. And the result was not so great. I managed to do it for 6-7 months, and then bang, it hit me. I mean, I started to see my mom everywhere on the street. I mean, if an older woman would walk away with like, huh? And like, I mean, I was going crazy. I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with me? And then finally I decided to sit down with someone, and I started talking, and I started crying, and I let it out. And that one big cry actually released so much that I could pick up my life again. But I went through weeks of, thinking that I was crazy. And before that, the period that I was working so hard, I was actually not doing a great job. I was having all this tension in my body, both physically and emotionally. So I would also transmit that tension in my work, on my colleagues, on my employees, on my boss, on clients. I mean, it was far from ideal. So I would not recommend hiding into work, escaping into work. Another thing that people do is going into an addiction. Maybe you don't think that you're addicted, but if you're smoking, you're an addict, a drug addict. That's it. There's no nice way of putting it. If every day you need to drink when you come back from home or from the office, then you're not alcoholist. Alcoholic. Sorry. Alcoholist is Dutch. If you need to take some substances to relax on a daily basis or every other day, you're addicted too. And it's an escape because tension may seem to be out of your body, or maybe you feel relaxed after doing this, or your addiction can be sex or watching movies, series, Netflix, whatever it is, or going for tough sports like jogging a lot. I mean, going to that edge of pain and then crossing it. And these are all addictions, because when you have pain from sports, you create endorphins. So you're drugging yourself. It's natural, but you also get addicted to it. And I've learned through practice that you can keep running away, but it will catch up with you. And 99 out of 100 times, it catches up with you in the worst possible moment. And that can be really shitty. Why, you may ask? Because these emotions push them down. And they start to cook, to ferment. What happens? It's expansion. You know, no, back down. You push more. So there's more pressure. It ferments more. It expands again. You push down again. So the tension is only building up. And basically what it becomes is like a sewer pit. I mean, when you don't have the sewer pipes in your street, but you have this pit in the garden and you keep filling it up and the sun is burning on it, at a certain moment, if you just keep putting in more, kaboom! Can you imagine that? Your sewer pit exploding? Literally shit flying around? That is what happens. That's what happens with your emotions. And that creates a very shitty situation. Literally, if it's a sewer pit, but with your emotions, I mean, you may explode during a sales pitch, or a corporate meeting, or with some dear friends, or wherever. And it's useless, because even when you push them down, you're still not feeling good. Even if you're smoking, you're taking drugs, you're doing sports, you don't feel really good. Yeah, you may feel good for a moment, but the emotions are there. They're pushing. And I remember that I had a flashback from a previous life once, and it was, no, actually it was not a flashback. I felt this sadness and guilt, and it was really heavy on my stomach, and I didn't have the balls to deal with it. So for 3 weeks I kept walking around with it, and one day a friend of mine said, just deal with it. Just go there. And I didn't know exactly how to do it, so I called a good friend of mine. And she was like, okay, just relax, and I'll guide you. So what I got was a vision from a previous life where my mother was on a pile of wood in the town center, ready to be burned. And she was being accused of whatever bullshit, that people are doing in the Middle Ages. And somehow I felt guilty because it was like either I had said something which led people to believe that she was a witch, or I hadn't done enough to protect her, but I had to see my own mom being burned. That is what came up. So I allowed this energy to flow. I allowed the pain to come out. And then within 10 minutes I felt good and relieved, and then I was like, what? It took just 10 minutes and I've been suffering for 3 weeks, pushing it down, not dealing with it. Fuck it! Next time hit me! Even a full day is still better than 3 weeks of crap. And so when I again had a few years later, I felt there was sadness in me and that had to come out. I just decided I'll go to somebody who can help me release it. And I went to this shaman, and it was somebody who worked with sounds, and I cried for, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. It was extreme, and I never felt so much pain coming out. It was not like I just felt the pain. No, I would feel it and it was leaving me. And afterwards, at the end, I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I was so released. I was so happy that all that pain was out. And that was like big accumulation. It was a huge amount. Years and years, and probably lives and lives, but at least from this life, it was a lot. It was from all my youth and a lot of things that happened. It just all came, and I couldn't see the details of it, but it just was, I just felt what it was related to and just out. And it made me lighter, literally. I decided not to take the bus to the train station because I was somewhere in the middle of nowhere. No, I walked for an hour. It was through a forest. It was beautiful. It was relaxing, and I was so happy that I had released all that. And from that moment on, it was really like, okay, I feel there's something. Okay, I'll deal with it. I'll just go to it. So now I just sit or I go lay in my bathtub. It's something I love to do. My meditation is in the bathtub, but you can also do it another way, like sitting in the park or standing against a tree, hugging it, or just with your back leaning on the tree, or walk very slowly, but very consciously, like really focusing on how you put your feet down and how they're touching the ground. There are many ways of meditating. It's not just sitting like that. Boring, I cannot do that. But find your way, deal with it. And sometimes you can do it with a friend or with somebody who can guide you, a professional. Like I have been guiding people to do this. And then they would release a lot. But after the release, I would also close the wound and heal it. And start to see all the space that was created and all the new opportunities start to come in. Because if you walk around with a big pile of crap in here, there is no space for something good. It's just like when you eat. There's a nice meal coming, but you start first by snacking whatever crap. Once the beautiful meal is on the table, you're already full and you cannot enjoy that wonderful meal that somebody prepared with a lot of love. And it's exactly the same thing with all that shit that we accumulate. So release it. Let it out. I guarantee you it's worth the effort. And the fun thing is, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. At a certain moment it's effortless. It just happens. Now I can be in a talk with somebody and that person can just tell me something and I realize it, and whatever blockage I had or a pain that was linked to an event or something that happened, or gone. Seconds, it's gone. So I really encourage you, start releasing Let it out. You will literally start to lose weight if you're overweighted, because generally you're overweight because you accumulate. You're trying to protect yourself from all the pain. I released a lot in the past 9 months, and I literally lost 7, 8 kilos. So that's like 15 pounds. Assuming that a kilo is 2 pounds. I think it's 15 pounds. Without doing an effort. I didn't torture myself. I'm eating what I love to eat. And I'm eating when I'm hungry. But spontaneously I started doing intermittent fasting. And it's working great. I'm not forcing it. I just feel, I listen to my body. And my body's telling me, okay, now I would like to eat that. So I eat that. Now I'm not in the mood to eat. I only want to drink water or tea. Okay, then that's what I'm doing. I also realized that I was addicted to sugar and carbohydrates. So bread, grains, everything that's made from grains. And with a small effort, gone. Last week, I just felt like celebrating spontaneously. It was nothing special. I just felt good. So I bought a nice piece of pastry. I enjoyed it. It was sweet. Fine. I didn't need sweets the next day. So listen to your body. It will tell you exactly what you need. It will show you the way to freedom, to happiness, to relaxation. Yeah, I'm just thinking, is there anything else that I wanted to say? And actually, if it's not popping up, it's not important. So, I will leave you here. Try it, practice on my website, and I will add in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will put a few links. But otherwise, simply go to my website, go to tips and tools. You will see grounding, you will see relaxation and refocus under the tips and tools. There I have methods, I have different ways of doing things. Use it. And if it doesn't work, or it's not good enough, or you prefer to do this kind of things, maybe the first time you prefer to have somebody with you, guiding you, then I'm here. I do video calls almost every day now with people. So we just sit like this. It will be just like this conversation. But then you will be on the other side and talking to me. I will be hearing you. I can guide you. I can help you. I can teach you how you can find your perfect way, because everyone has his own way. There are little nuances. There are little differences. So I will be sharing with you. Try this, try that, feel this. How does it go? Does it work for you? And I've done this with different courses I did, and people would try out a few things, and then they would come back and share like, yeah, now I do this, and it's actually a little part from this and apart from that and from that, and then I added myself this, and now I have this method, and it works great. And I could see people were really lighter, relaxed, and happier, joyful. So you can do it too. I've gone through many years of stress and burnout and stuff like that, and look how I'm now. So if I can do that, coming from where I used to come, the corporate world, and in nasty companies with very bad atmosphere and horrible people, and today I'm like this, then you can absolutely do it too. No doubt. The only thing you need is that you want. You need to want it. And take the first step. Because the path to your destination can only be walked step after step. So one step at a time. You already took the first step by watching this whole video. Congratulations. Good job. Now, your next step is start doing something. Either you already know what to do and you start doing it, or you go to the links I described and you get inspired and you find what you need. Or you contact me. Or you go somewhere else for help. But do something. It's worth it. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe and share.